Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 103 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery, a bicycle trip across the United States of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. All right, so this is the inside of the cabin, the Amish-built cabin. It's got a refrigerator. It's got a full kitchen sink area, microwave, coffee maker, table, couch, bedroom, loft area with a ladder, and then a full bathroom with shower. Just a super quaint little, oh, it's so spacious, but so perfect. I mean, this is just a perfect vacation getaway for a husband and wife, or a couple, or a family. But it's been a really good getaway for me for this rest. Loved Happiness Hills Farms. So thankful for Alfredo and Jennifer and their hospitality. Overwhelmed, again, with what God is doing out here and how he's doing it through the people that he's doing it with. So yeah, I've got the bike and everything in the truck. One more thing Alfredo said was, he said, I'm going to take you up Big Hill. He said, just let me do that. Trust me, you'll like it much better. You'll see on the way up what you're missing out on. He said, after that, it's kind of, flowy, but it's nothing quite like this until maybe Sand Gap. So yeah, I'm going to get on the road, and you guys will see more of that right about now. So I just came in the restroom, and this is some of Alfredo's artwork. It is simply stunning. Let me get the reflection off of that. Even like the reflections in the pupils and everything, it's so good. The drawing is so good. What an incredible artist he is. All right, so I came here to Mike's Hike and Bike, and he actually was able to an issue that I had was a new chain. However, the gear ratio, I cannot get any lower. He said
no, it's about as low as you're going to get. You're already looking at almost a 1 1/4 to 1 gear ratio. So every time you turn the cranks, it takes 1 1/4 turns of the crank to make the wheel go around one circle. It's not going to get much lower than that.
Awesome. And so he had a new chain and ended up having, by chance, a freewheel that was exactly 6 speed. We know it's not chance at all, but
with the same gear spread as the 7-speed that you had on there. So now all of the gears will shift properly, and it'll be a much happier bicycle, and hopefully carry you up many hills.
I hope so. That's the one recommendation he gave, was you need to be lighter. And I was like, I think I'm as light as I can get at this point. So thank you so much again, Mike.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Absolutely.
Be safe.
If you're riding the Trans-America Trail, this is a great place to stop by and get some bike work done. Come see Mike. All right, so I'm about to get back on the road here pretty shortly, but Jennifer and Alfredo are here. So they are the ones who own Happiness Hills Farm, and they graciously let me stay there last night. Took me all around town, all kinds of good stuff. I'm so thankful for you guys. But yeah, would you like to tell anybody on the Trans-America Trail about Happiness Hills?
Absolutely. We love cyclists at Happiness Hills, and we are setting ourselves up to be a comfortable place with some different options for people on bicycles, including Trans-America travelers. One of the options that we are building right now is a little place called the Roosts, and they're going to have bunks and electricity and Wi-Fi with access to plumbing facilities, a kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and a common room for just downtime right across the lawn. And those are going to be really affordable. And then the next phase of all of that is just a pavilion that's a shelter with no facilities, but you still have access to the showers and the kitchen and campfire area in what we think is one of the most beautiful places in Kentucky.
I can agree. It may be one of the most beautiful places across the United States. And so Alfredo's got a print shop there, and we were talking, and we're going to try and like a screen printing thing, and we're talking and maybe be able to produce like a Redeeming Eden shirt or some swag, and get it to you guys on the channel for order to help out with the mission. So, yeah,
That'll be good.
absolutely.
Maybe people can get to vote on a design.
Yeah.
Put some different ones they get.
That's a really good idea. See, I love this guy. It just works so well together. Good stuff. Good stuff. But again, thank you both very much. God bless you, and I have felt more welcomed here on this this weekend than really any other time on my entire trip, and I'm so
Same
thankful.
here.
Cool. Thanks. God bless. Alright, so I just stopped here at the Frostiette in Sand Gap, and they're closed. I guess it's Columbus Day. I didn't know. I wondered why the traffic was so heavy. I'm having a really big issue with traffic today. Between the hills getting much bigger and the traffic, I'm trying to make as much distance as I can. Jennifer just messaged me and told me that there's a Methodist church in Boonville that I can stay at, so I called the pastor and we're trying to work that out. Well, I mean, he's good with it. I'm just trying to work out making it that far. I am about to head down into McKee, and yeah, it's still a little ways to go, but I think I can make it before dark. I'm going to do everything I can to. I don't think there's anywhere reasonable to stop between where I am and there anyway. So, yeah, that's the goal. Another thing, earlier, when we dropped the bike off at the bike shop, we went over and talked to a guy named John. And he was at a solar place over there, and so we just kind of like had a conversation, and Alfredo was the one who had made that a possibility. And he asked me about my testimony, and asked me about, the things that happened around my salvation. And so I spoke to him, and he told me a lot about AA and things that I didn't know, and then some things that I did. And it was a really good moment. It really ministered to me to hear how he had come through what he had come through. He was actually going to send a text and jump off a bridge, and God caused someone to call him and said that they needed to talk to him, and essentially what that guy asked him was, why don't you love the Lord like you love the woman that you love, that you're so upset about? And it was that moment where he was like, he said he felt like he had kind of switched places with Christ, and he felt love, like the real true love for Jesus that he needed to have, that he didn't have. And it was in that moment that he realized that God is love. And so we continued to talk, and at the end of that conversation, he was like, I want to donate to your ministry. And I was like, okay, awesome. And so he left the room, and he came back, and he said, how much would a new bicycle cost? And I said, I don't know. I've looked at like surly long haul truckers and stuff, $1,000, $2,000. And he was like, I want to give you $1,000, and handed me 10 $100 bills. That is the biggest donation I've ever received yet, and thank you very much, John. It was such a pleasure meeting you. Regardless of the donation, I am so thankful and blessed by meeting you today. He was also a monk for a couple of years, which that was a neat story too. He wanted me to stop by Gethsemane Monastery that's near the trail, and I had already passed it, and it was going to end up being too busy of a day. But next time, I'm definitely going to go there and check that out. So, yeah, incredible what God is doing. I am overwhelmed, and I've got to get back on the road and keep pedaling. Also, Alfredo dropped me off and handed me an envelope, and it had a very nice donation in it also. So thank you so much, Alfredo and Jennifer. Golly, y'all have been a shining light on the trail, for sure. So definitely, if you are riding the Transamerica Trail, return the favor to them by staying with them, renting a room. If you go on vacation anywhere near Berea, rent a room. It's so worth it. You will feel rested when you leave. So yeah, that's enough of me jabbering. I'm gonna get on the road, keep pedaling. I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, so I made it to Mount Zion Baptist Church. I did not make it to Boonville. So while I was there in McKee, I ended up running to another cyclist. He was coming down the road. He had like mountain bike gear and all that kind of stuff. And his name was Austin. And he seemed kind of downtrodden, and I was like, that's not the, norm for somebody on a bicycle trip. And so, we just kind of got to talking, and he lost his father recently. Tomorrow's the 6-month anniversary of that. And, he was just kind of telling me it's a rough patch for him right now because his mother also got Alzheimer's or contracted Alzheimer's early. She's young, too young for it. And they just had a baby, and so, it's hitting him that his baby's not going to know his mom and dad, and that, just that his mom's not really going to know the baby. It's just this whole swirl of emotion. And so with it being the 6-month anniversary of that, he was just kind of like, this is kind of a thing that my wife let me do. And so it's like a 6-day trip. He's actually into a lot of biking. He was, a little more excited about talking about cycling and some other things. But so I spent a good bit there. I was actually stopped there because I was just tired. I've run into another one of those Mondays, Seems like I'm fine doing 40, 50 miles. I can just hump it out, no problem, get it done. But these days after rest days, I'm like, God, do I have to keep pedaling my bicycle? No, I mean, but it really is. It's rough. It's like a Monday. I mean, today is Monday, but it's like a Monday. It really is. But so, yeah, I started trying to head to Boonville. So Jennifer, Alfredo and Jennifer, she contacted me and said, look, I've contacted a guy at the Methodist Church in Boonville. They've got an indoor facility, you know, give him a call. So I called him, and he was like, yeah, make it on down here. And so with that, I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to make it that far because the blue sky is turning into this rain shower band that's been tracking me down. But it is gorgeous out here. Oh my goodness. I cannot stress to you the open rolling grassy plains that just lead up to hills. Like, I've seen cows 15 stories above me on a grassy hill, and like it's straight up to them. It's just weird how steep everything got, how quickly. The roads haven't been that bad as far as the steepness is concerned. Nothing like Missouri so far. They're a lot longer. You know, the grade just stays going forever. But my only real concern today was the traffic. That really held me up quite a bit because it just seemed like rush hour all day. And I was on 15 miles worth of a highway with just constant steady traffic. When I finally turned off of that highway and onto this one, I've seen maybe 10 or 15 cars in the last 10 miles. So I ended up making it about 40 today, if you count that my goal was to be in Berea yesterday. To go back to Berea, you know, when I look at my calculations on how far I need to make it each day, I'm about right where I need to be, even though there's not a campsite here. But so at the gas station, the last gas station, I realized I wasn't going to make it. And the lady that was there was like, I've definitely seen people camp at Mount Zion Baptist Church. And I said, okay, cool. So saw it on the side of the road, found this pavilion that they have. I'm still looking for someone to talk to about it. And then maybe, you know, like be able to actually get permission. But I would hope that they wouldn't be like, get off our property. In which case I would just, you know, shake the dust off of my feet, unfortunately, and leave. But I hope that they wouldn't. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the current standing for the night. I do have this wonderful pavilion for shelter from the rain. I've got electrical outlets, like way more than I could use. I've got water. I don't know if that's a restroom or not, but I'm going to find that out too. And I'm here in beautiful eastern Kentucky in the Appalachian Mountains. Gorgeous. So that's it for the video for the day. If you know anyone who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anyone who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. And let's use YouTube as a tool that we might be able to save a life. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together. I definitely need the recovery community's prayers and support as much as I pray for and support the recovery community. And last but not least, don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. You can go there. You can donate one time. You can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. But do know that any funds left over from the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour will go to building Redeeming Eden, the garden rehab. So, yeah, really good day, really good people. I was thinking earlier I was going to title the video, I may still do that, be like the noble Bereans, you know, because they just showed me so much love. And I was like, but wait, what about the paint lickers? And I was like, is that what you call someone who lives in Paint Lick? It has to be. They wouldn't be Paint Lickians. So, yeah. Be like the noble Bereans and the paint lickers. I really love those people. Really good time. My spirits are lifted. So yeah, good day. Everything's good. So from here on at Mount Zion Baptist Church on some road between some place and another. It really is that far out in the middle of nowhere. It's not like Wyoming. But yeah, I think this is Highway 30, and I think that it's between Greyhawk and Boonville. There's another town up there. But either way, from here where I am, this nice pavilion, beautiful scenery all around. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night. All right, so quick update. I never put my Garmin GPS on the bike today. It was in my bucket the whole day. You know me and methods. Sunglasses, welding caps. I just can't seem to get it together when it's not something that I do every day. So there will be no Garmin data today, unfortunately. But I did ride, so I guess it's like they say, if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. Second thing, Daniel, who lives near here, came up and he was like, you doing all right? I was like, I am. He was like, oh, I go to the church. I said, do you mind if I stay under this pavilion tonight? I ran out of pedal power, light, and it looks like it's going to rain. He said, no, we don't mind a bit. And he was like, as a matter of fact, we just made some soup. We raise cattle. Would you like some, homegrown beef soup? And I was like, I would. So he brought that back and he was like, I said, is there a way to turn the light on out here? And he said, no. He said, but I did bring you the Wi-Fi password. I was like, awesome. So I get to upload everything tonight. So yeah, thanks Daniel. And sorry about the Garmin data. Anyway, I'm getting the video cut and edited. I love you guys. I'll see you later.